The skin on his hands and face was dark, which seemed out of place with his reddish hair. Deep wrinkles covered the corners of his eyes as he squinted in the early morning sun. A scraggly beard hid part of a scar that was long and jagged. It looked like the skin had been ripped from his right temple to his chin. "Behind you, watch the top of that ridge. We've been followed." Two dark, gangly shapes appeared in the distance. Owen jerked his head back to Shay. "What do we do?" "We keep moving. I need to get you to a safe place. Let's go," Shay said. "Let's go," Shay said. By late afternoon, they descended into Eridan, the expansive flat and dry valley of the Northern Territory. Owen had been here before. He thought to himself, EVA is what Mom always said. Elidan to the south, Vasilia in the middle, and Eridan to the north. Owen suspected something was wrong. They were moving too fast. Their speed made him think that Shay was using some sort of magical enchantment. Their speed made him think that Shay was using some sort of magical enchantment on their horses. "But how did we get here so fast?" Owen asked. "I took us on a shortcut. We don't have much farther to go. If our horses last, we will be there by nightfall." Owen whimpered. "I can't go any farther." Owen whimpered. "I can't go any farther. My legs are numb. I'm thirsty and terribly hungry. Something about this isn't right." "You can't stop now. You must keep moving," Shay said. Owen was scared, but he was too tired to argue. He relented and nodded at Shay to continue. They briskly passed through Eridan at sunset. Shay selected a path between farms that allowed them to avoid contact. By the time they were halfway through Eridan, Owen's mental state had faded. The rush of energy he felt from their escape was gone. His head bobbed as they rode. His vision blurred. Before Owen realized what was happening, they were a mile into the desert, and he was surrounded by sand dunes. And he was surrounded by sand dunes. Next to that big rock there, Shay raised his right arm, pointing at a slab of jagged rock that stuck out of a far-off sand dune. Okay, fine. Let's just go," Owen said, defeated. "This is the northern desert. We're going to die out here. Nobody makes it out alive." When they stopped next to the rock, Owen removed one foot from a stirrup and fell off his horse onto the soft sand. Shay stood over Owen. He looked into Owen's eyes and waved. "Follow me, this way." "Can't you carry me?" Owen asked. "No, I can't. You need to power yourself. Follow me, quickly now." Owen struggled to his knees. Every muscle in his body ached. He felt more tired than he had ever felt in his life. After a rest, he rose to his feet and stumbled as he followed Shay to the rock. A series of chiseled stone steps next to Shay led into the ground. Owen tried to think through the situation, but everything was jumbled and confused in his mind. Nothing made sense. All he wanted to do was lie down and sleep. Owen's eyes closed for a moment. When he reopened them, Shay was gone. A brisk, sand-laden wind blew across his face. He put his foot on the first step and fell forward, tumbling down the stairs. Owen awoke in a soft bed as a gentle breeze blew across his warm face. Gray stone walls were brightly illuminated by sunlight that poured through oversized windows cut into the rock. Beautiful, puffy clouds passed in front of a blue sky. The air smelled of salt water, and waves were breaking in the distance. Did I dream the entire thing with Shay? He rose from the bed and approached the windows. From high above the beach, clear, deep aqua-blue water massaged the shores with picturesque sea foam at the edges of the waves. A door opened, startling Owen. "I didn't mean to scare you," Shay said. I didn't mean to scare you, Shay said. Shay was the same as the day before. He had not bathed or changed clothes. Even the smudges of dirt on his face were unaltered. "Where are we, and how did we get here?" Owen asked. "This is my safe place. We arrived a little while ago. Here, I have something for you." A small wooden chest sat atop a white stone table on the other side of the room. Owen walked to the chest, and as Shay opened it, revealing a sparkling revealing a sparkling amulet with a fist-sized red gemstone in its center. Owen stared at the amulet, transfixed by the gemstone's depth. Owen stared at the amulet, transfixed by the gemstone's depth of color. The gem had perfectly cut surfaces that refracted the sunlight into tight rainbows. To his amazement, the gem shone with its own light and pulsed with a familiar rhythmic sound. "It's for you. Put it on," Shay said in a smooth, reassuring tone. Owen felt compelled to touch it. "If this is just a dream, nothing can hurt me." He grasped the gem and brought it close to his face. Though it was obviously a gemstone, though it was obviously a stone, it felt warm and soft. He put the chain around his neck and instinctively clutched the stone to his chest. A rush of power surged through Owen and a sense of euphoria overcame him. Shay's voice boomed in Owen's ears. Perfect. Fractures shot through the walls and the shattered dream broke apart. Owen was suddenly wearing the same filthy clothes from the day before, and sand appeared everywhere. Owen realized that he was still underground in the desert. Pain erupted from his chest, and he cried out for help, but Shay was gone. Falling to his knees, debilitating shocks racked Owen's chest. Owen grabbed the gemstone and tried to pull it away, but it was attached to him. He cried as he ripped his shirt open. The stone had begun to move. Terror overcame him as tiny talons grew out of the stone and tore into the thin skin on his chest. Blood ran down his torso as it dug in. Sudden heat from the gemstone and the smell of his burning flesh made him go berserk. Thrashing and groaning, Owen flopped like a suffocating fish as the heat intensified. Seconds seemed like hours as the stone burrowed its way into him until finally the pain subsided and Owen fell unconscious. This has been a reading by Craig Zeppelin. You've been listening to the Resin Chronicles, Book 1, Stickiness and Stones. This was Chapter 2, New Beginnings. So there we go. That was Chapter 2 of the Resin Chronicles. Hope you enjoyed it.